We are facing the most serious crisis of our lifetime because of Donald Trump's unjustified tariffs and his threats to our sovereignty. President Trump, time and again, claims that Canada isn't a real country. When Joey Smallwood chose Canada, he chose a great country.
With people like these, we can overcome any obstacle. We can bring home the country we knew and loved. We can stand up to the American and put Canada first.
And he made it so much better. You made it so much better. Donald Trump wants to break us so America can own us. We will not let that happen. We are over the shock of that betrayal, and it is a betrayal. But we should never forget the lessons. We have to look out for ourselves, and we have to look out for each other.
After Donald Trump threatened tariffs on our country, Mark Carney decided to move his headquarters out of Canada to the United States, to New York, Trump's hometown. That's the kind of...
Who's ready? Who's ready? Who is ready? Who is ready to stand up for Canada with me? Who is ready to win the most consequential election of our lifetimes? Not all. You know, just 2 months ago, in a rink in Edmonton, a rink where I learned to play hockey, I put my hand up to run for leader of the Liberal Party. And I did it because I knew that we needed big change. Big change in here in Canada, big change to fix our economy, big change to fight Donald Trump's tariffs. More on that in a moment. That won't be the last time I mention Donald Trump tonight.
As Canada's election nears, U.S. President Donald Trump has become the dominant issue shaping the political landscape. His tariffs and threats to annex Canada have forced party leaders to position themselves against him. Since returning to office, Trump has repeatedly called Canada the 51st state and pushed for new tariffs. His rhetoric has fueled tensions, making U.S.-Canada relations a top concern for Canadian voters. Prime Minister Mark Carney and Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre are both pushing back against Trump. Both parties are nearly tied in polls, and their approach to Trump may determine the election's outcome. Carney launched a 5-week election campaign with Trump's policies looming over key political debates. Meanwhile, Poilievre has promised a firm but respectful approach to Trump while vowing to defend Canada's sovereignty. Poilievre has warned that Canada can no longer rely on the U.S. as a stable trade and security partner. Both leaders are under pressure to respond as Trump prepares to impose new tariffs on April 2nd. Criticizing Trump has become a political tool, uniting many Canadians against his aggressive policies. Trump's influence on this election is unprecedented, turning him into its central campaign issue.
Merci, Joanne. Oh, God. Thank God I'm in St. John's. There is no better place to start the most consequential election in our history than right here, right now. And I want to thank at the start the amazing group of members of Parliament and ministers who serve this great province and this great country who are here tonight. Goody, Seamus O'Regan, Yvonne, her book's out, Yvonne's book is just out, Dawn. And I want to thank this amazing group standing behind me, supporting me. Don Bradshaw, Philip Earle, Paul Connors, and Tom Osborne here tonight. Oh, come on up. You can have the microphone if you're going to say that. Listen, I want to say one other thing just before I really get going. I want to acknowledge the harvesters here tonight outside came to make their voice heard. And I want to underscore, like the minister, I'm here to listen. And I understand the importance of making decisions closer to the wharf. And one of the charges our new government, my new government, has given to the Minister of Fisheries is to look at the structure of the Department of Fisheries and Oceans. And how do we get it closer? Because I know the harvesters, and we're all here for sustainable fishery and sustainable livelihoods, and we're going to make sure that happens. So we'll continue that dialogue. Now, I have a question. Who's ready? Who's ready? Who is ready? Who is ready to stand up for Canada with me? Who is ready to win the most consequential election of our lifetimes? Not all. You know, just 2 months ago, in a rink in Edmonton, a rink where I learned to play hockey, I put my hand up to run for leader of the Liberal Party. And I did it because I knew that we needed big change. Big change in here in Canada, big change to fix our economy, big change to fight Donald Trump's tariffs. More on that in a moment. That won't be the last time I mention Donald Trump tonight. Big change to help all Canadians get ahead. And since then, in meeting Canadians from coast to coast to coast, I've seen just how much they do want change. People want change. We've created new supports for our farmers and businesses during this trade war. We took all of these actions and more, and we did that to create the foundation for a stronger Canada. Now, we need that. We should be doing it anyways, but we need a stronger foundation. Because let's be frank, we are facing the most serious crisis of our lifetime because of Donald Trump's unjustified tariffs and his threats to our sovereignty. President Trump, time and again, claims that Canada isn't a real country. When Joey Smallwood chose Canada, he chose a great country. And he made it so much better, and you made it so much better. Donald Trump wants to break us so America can own us. We will not let that happen. We are over the shock of that betrayal, and it is a betrayal. But we should never forget the lessons. We have to look out for ourselves, and we have to look out for each other. Nous savons que nous devons veiller les unes sur les autres. Nous ne pouvons pas contrôler le président américain, mais nous pouvons contrôler notre destin. Nous sommes maîtres chez nous. Now, Trump has put tariffs on our goods, on our resources, and he's threatening more. He's put tariffs on what we build, on what we sell, on what we need to put food on the table, to put roofs over our heads. Now, Canada's strong response is already having an impact. And I'm proud of the united front of workers, labor, businesses, and governments of all levels, including the provinces. And let me be clear, as your Prime Minister, with these people standing behind me, every dollar we collect will go back to workers and protect you. And let me also be clear. Also be clear, if there's any doubt south of the border, we didn't ask for this fight. But Canadians are always ready when someone else drops the gloves. And in this trade war, I didn't even get to the end. See, that's how ready we are. In this trade war, just like in hockey, we will win. So, by accident or design, everything in my life has prepared me for this moment. You know, I grew up with values that I learned in the classroom, at the kitchen table, and on the ice. My parents were teachers who stressed the importance of hard work, of community, and tolerance. My coaches taught me the importance of ambition and humility. It's a uniquely Canadian combination, ambition and humility. These are good values. These are the values of Alberta. They're the values of Newfoundland and Labrador. They're the values that I took with me when I went away to university. I kept them close when I was managing crises here in Canada and around the world. I remembered those values whenever I worked to build stronger economies. And now I'm drawing on them with a great Liberal team to build Canada strong. And what we need, because this is such a moment, we need new ideas, we need new leadership, we need a focus, and we need action. We've taken a lot of action in the last 9 days, but there is so much more to do, and we need to do it in a short time to secure Canada. So much more to do to invest in Canada, to build Canada, to unite Canada. We will have to do things as a country that we haven't imagined before at speeds we didn't think possible. And that's why I and this incredible team of Liberal Newfoundlanders and Labradorians are asking for your support. We need it. The stakes could not be higher. But you know what? The stakes are high, but the opportunities couldn't be greater. Pierre Poilievre doesn't get any of this. Because, and I've seen this type before around the world, he is this type of lifelong politician who worships at the altar of the free market, despite never actually having worked in the private sector. Never had to make a payroll. His reflex is always to cut and destroy. And while President Trump's plan is to divide and conquer, Pierre Poilievre's plan is to divide and be conquered. His negative slogans aren't solutions. His anger isn't action. His division isn't strength, because we know negativity isn't going to win a trade war. Negativity won't pay the rent or the mortgage. Negativity won't bring down the price of groceries. Negativity won't make Canada strong.
You're ready? Home. Bring it 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 are going to bring it home. We are going to bring it home. My friends, I love you too. I love you too. I love you all. And I'm here with all of you to bring home the Canadian promise, the promise that Anna talked about, the incredible story of her family coming here from Venezuela, making the great sacrifices that her father did so that he could start a family, 6 people in a basement apartment in working class Montreal, sacrificing everything every day up at the crack of dawn to pick fruit in a farm field, because that's what it took to pay the rent and raise the family and be a father. And as a result, today, one son is a soldier, another son is a carpenter, and a daughter who is a nurse, and of course, the greatest woman in the world, Anaïda. That is the promise. That is the promise of Canada. And by the way, happy 39th birthday today, Louise. That's the promise the country made to me when I was born to a single mom who put me up for adoption to 2 school teachers. But those teachers taught me a lot of things. The most important was that in this country, if you worked hard, you could do anything you wanted. You get a beautiful house on a safe street, protected by courageous soldiers under a proud flag. That was the promise of Canada. But after 10 years of Liberals, that promise is broken. Everything costs more. Work, that's right, and we will fix it. We will bring it home. 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 Incredible. Look at these incredible, hardworking, patriotic people. With people like these, we can overcome any obstacle. We can bring home the country we knew and loved. We can stand up to the Americans and put Canada first. This is the thing about our country. Our people are so much better than our government, aren't they? They deserve so much better than this. Après 10 ans des libéraux, ils ont nous affaiblis face aux Américains. Ils ont brisé le système d'immigration, bloqué nos ressources naturelles, doublé la dette nationale et le logement aussi. C'est la pire inflation depuis 40 ans. Et notre économie est affaiblie face aux Américains, ce qui menace notre souveraineté. Mais pour reprendre le contrôle et relancer notre économie, il faut couper la bureaucratie, les taxes et les impôts, protéger nos frontières, exploiter nos ressources naturelles, assurer notre souveraineté et protéger notre pays contre les menaces de Donald Trump. Le Canada vaut la peine qu'on se batte pour lui, pour notre peuple, pour notre terre, pour notre chez nous. C'est ça, mettre le Canada d'abord pour faire changement. Now, in order to try and get a 4th term, after driving up costs and crime, after destroying our economy and putting us under the thumb of the Americans, the Liberals are replacing. You got to give them points for creativity and audacity. They are replacing Justin Trudeau with his economic advisor and hand-picked successor. First of all, they are the same Liberals with the same ministers, the same MPs, the same advisors, the same policies, and even today making the same promises that they've been breaking for over 10 years. And who did they choose to bring in? Mr. Carney. We are going to have under the Liberals led by Trudeau or Carney, what we have is out-of-touch, weak leadership. And for Mr. Carney, someone who will not stand up for our country. Only 6 days after Donald Trump threatened tariffs on our country, Mark Carney decided to move his headquarters out of Canada to the United States to New York, Trump's hometown. That's the kind of... He moved billions of dollars out of the country. He is in massive multi-million dollar... He admits, by the way, he's in massive multi-million dollar conflicts of interest, but he just won't tell us what they are. He knows all of his investments. He knows all of his investments, but he won't tell you, even though those interests run against Canada's interests, my friends. It is time to stop putting the Liberal Party first. It is time to put Canada first for a change.